Okay, first a little introduction before we get into our honey super inspection. The colony on the left with one super on it, I call that our lazy honeybees. It just hasn't really produced any honey this year, and we were about ready to give up on it, and then this week we checked it out earlier and the bees are actively working on the super, so something triggered, and so that colony we're going to check on and see if we need to add another super today. The next one, which has 4 supers on it right now, it's been pretty amazing. It was a swarm that we caught a couple months ago, and it was a big swarm, of course, so that helped, but man, they have been honey producers, and so we're going to see if that 4th box we added is full, and maybe add another one today. Then this box right here, for those who watch my videos, last fall we rescued a colony, the one on the far right, we rescued a colony from where property was going to be developed, and we weren't sure if it was going to survive because it was late in the year and just the trauma of the transfer, and it barely survived the winter. The bees coming out of spring, I mean, there were, I don't know, a few hundred bees, and they've just been really slow coming back. So I don't know if it's just they're slow. The queen is laying like crazy, but they're just building out really slow, and they're getting close to having the 2 deeps full, so if they do, we'll add a super today. So we're going to just kind of show you a little bit about that today. Funnest part for some people is the honey, so today's going to be honey-centric. Okay, we're doing the lazy hive first, and seeing if we need to add another super. We're not super optimistic, but at least they're working on it. So we'll kind of show you what it looks like. No hive beetles, that's good. So one of the things after yeah, there's no weight on these at all. Yeah, there's no weight on this outside one. You can kind of see the bees working on it. They are working on the comb. You can see some new comb.
They're starting to fill it. It's just not very heavy yet.
And if it's on the outside, they tend to fill in the middle first. So one of the things I was going to explain is after the first year when you put the frames in for a super, they you can use 9 frames instead of 10 frames, and so then when they build the comb out, it builds it a little wider, and then when you're cutting the frame to harvest the honey, it's so much easier. But if you space them out to 9 before they're built out, a lot of times they'll build wonky comb. Yeah, so I've looked at 3 so far, and there's no weight in them at all. Are they filling in on that side?
This one's completely empty. The outside one has some in it.
Yeah, there's less bees here today than there were yesterday. So yeah, they're still the lazy hive, I think. I think they're keeping the title. Okay, one of the things we're going to try is we're going to try to put on a different queen excluder, and so what this does is it creates an extra entrance in the front. So we're hoping that maybe, a lot of times the bees don't like the queen excluders, and so the problem is if you don't put a queen excluder in, then the queen starts laying up in the top a lot of times. So we're going to try giving them this other entrance, and hopefully that'll inspire them to start working the honey a little bit more, because there's plenty of bees, and a lot of times, if you look down, they're just well, not today so much, but a lot of times they're just washboarding on the front doing nothing. So who knows, maybe they're just a lazy colony. So we're going to give that a try, see if it works. Alright, so on to the next colony. This one is a little taller, so I can't leave it on my tripod, so I'll have to hold the camera up. And
hive beetle.
Found a hive beetle, so not seeing a lot of bees, so we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Nope, they're not doing much in this box yet, so I don't think we need to inspect them. There's just no bees up there, so they're not doing much. That's too bad. Alright. Plenty of activity on the bottom though. I mean, they're working. They're just doing other stuff. So our last hope for the day is to try to find hopefully that these guys have filled up their deeps and we can add a honey box, but otherwise this is going to be a disappointing inspection, except that the bees are healthy, so that's good. So let's take a look, see what they're doing.
Outside. Absolutely nothing on this outside frame.
Same with this one, they haven't gotten to this one yet either.
They're starting to fill this one with nectar. So they're making a little bit of progress.
So the next frame is pretty full, so they are this one's full, so, and it's heavy.
Yeah, this one's heavy too.
So you can kind of see on here,
Oh, this has got brood on the outside of
this has capped honey. So they're ready for the queen to lay down on the bottom. But yeah, this queen's laying all kinds of eggs, and I can see on this next frame it's completely filled with brood. So in the next week this could potentially explode. So I think with two empty frames on the outside, I think we're going to opt to add a honey box today. So I'll go get that out of the garage. We're going to add a honey box, and so you can kind of see what it looks like. And you're hanging over a lot on the front, so you might want to just center it a little bit, because I think it's just a little bit bigger than the box. And then you can kind of see when we put the box on and we use the little spacing tool. This is a honey super that has 9 frames in it instead of 10. So we space it out so that they don't build any wonky comb. And those, sometimes they can get pretty sticky, so you gotta kind of massage them and get them in the right place. And we'll see if these guys will do a little work and make us a little honey this year. So this colony, when we rescued it, had so many bees. And so I was surprised at how slow it has built this year. So, and we haven't smoked them. Our bees are pretty calm. This one's probably the most aggressive out of all of them. But for no smoke, it's very calm. So, all right. So that's going to be it for today. A little disappointing. We thought we might have some more progress on some honey production. Not today, though. We'll have to wait till next time.